Hey, awesome friends. I am Awesome Danny. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about a new IEM from Aful. Awful? Aful? This is the Performer 5 plus 2 because 7 was taken, I guess. So, quick disclaimer. This is on tour from HiFiGo here in the US. I get to try out the set, let you guys know what I think about it, and then send it on to the next person. So thank you, HiFiGo, for making this video possible. Anyways, this set starts off at $239.99, which is quite a bit of money. So is it worth it? Just to summarize it real quick, this is basically a upgraded and more refined Performer 5, which is their first IEM, which was actually my first big IEM purchase when I started this hobby. But let's go ahead and get into the details. As for the driver configuration, we have a tribrid. There is 2 dynamic drivers, 4 balanced armatures, and 1 microplanar in each side. What makes the planar micro? Like, these things are already small, you know? They go in your ear. So, to me, every driver that's in an IEM is micro, right? Is like planar just, or microplanar just a lot smaller? I don't know. To me, they're all micro. As far as the unboxing goes, it was basically the same as the Performer 5. You get a good amount of accessories. With this set, you get 3 sets of ear tips. They're not all the same as like their previous sets. I prefer their previous sets ear tips. Those stock ear tips are actually some of my favorite. I still use them to this day. You get the metal hockey puck case, which is okay. I wish there was something a little bit bigger so you can hold more instead of just the IEMs. It feels like it fits just IEMs and the cable in there. And the cable is braided, non-swappable terminations, which is funny that I have to clarify that, since it seems like, you know, just a year ago, not many IEMs came with swappable terminations, and now we're spoiled and most of them do. So this one you would have to pick if you want 3.5 or 4.4 from the beginning. There is an option to get both, but it costs a little bit more. So pick the one that you're going to use, I guess. So the build on the IEMs is really good. It is a resin shell, feels like a singular piece, no rattling, no loose parts, and the faceplate is gorgeous. Beautiful faceplate. Also with Aful, their pressure relief system that they implement to all their IEMs is amazing. You get like no pressure. Sometimes it almost feels like you're not wearing the IEM. Sometimes I have to check for seal, double check that everything's good, because it just feels a lot more open than other sets. If you haven't tried an Awful set, awful, you should really try one out and see how that feels. Also, why does everybody make that joke? Like, it's such low-hanging fruit. Like, do you guys really think you're that funny? Aful or awful. It's an awful set. Haha. Dude, like, think of something better. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up the graph so we can take a big sniff. Boom. Here is your graph. Like I mentioned before, maybe I'll put up the original P5. Boom. So basically, overall, it is a little more refined Performer 5. It fixes 2 issues that I had with the Performer 5 and takes it a step further. But is it worth upgrading if you already have the Performer 5? Well, let's talk about that. So bass feels a little bit light. On the lighter side, it is very well textured though. You get good quality bass, you can feel the ripples, you can distinguish different bass types within the bass itself and different levels. It's really nice. Though overall, the sub bass itself is kind of missing that a little bit of that lingering effect. It kind of just decays too quick. So maybe a little bit more rumble or just a little bit more presence for it to stick around. While the impact is there, the impact is fine. Again, I just wish there was more presence and more lingering behind the impact. Vocals are not pushed forward. They're kind of in the mix, but they have a very crisp outline and good airiness to them. They are sharp, but not harsh, and treble extends extremely well. You catch a lot of like treble nuances with this set, but it doesn't ever feel like boosted, shimmery, or artificial. It's just you're getting a lot of treble and it's there, but it's well done, refined, really tickles your brain, you know? So the set overall feels extremely detailed. It just handles a lot of those little sounds very well, separates them very well. You can distinguish everything easily. And then at the same time, stage feels open. There is plenty of room to breathe here. not like it's too separated where it just feels kind of empty. There's just plenty of room for stuff to have its own space. So my rec rating for the Performer 7 is a 3. I think it is an all-around very good set that excels at what it's trying to do, a well-balanced treble focus signature. But if you already have the Performer 5, I wouldn't recommend going out and getting the Performer 7 unless you are able to sell the Performer 5 first. So if you can unload the Performer 5 and then use that money to go towards the Performer 7, that would be really good. It's a straight upgrade. You should have a better experience here. Like I mentioned, there was 2 issues I had with Performer 5 that this fixed. The lower mids and the mid bass on the Performer 5 was a little sluggish. It felt slow and kind of lingered too much, didn't decay as quick, and it just made everything feel a little bit more cramped and made the stage just a lot smaller. And then the treble on the Performer 5 extended very well, just like on the Performer 7. It just felt a little bit less smooth and refined. It felt a little bit more coarse, and Performer 7 just does that better as well. But that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please consider liking and subscribing. And until next time, you stay awesome, friends. Bye.